Hey, this is Cody.
Cody, what's going on, buddy? This is Adam Kraft with the Alpha Realty team. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing okay. I'm getting real stressed here.
Uh-oh. Tell me about that. What's going on?
It's just been nobody here, man. I feel like I'm staring at the door waiting for a showing, and I'm door's not opening.
Yeah. Yeah, and we kind of talked about that in the very beginning, and I kind of wanted to unpack that a little bit and just kind of go through our big why. Now, as far as I can remember, you're moving to where again?
Oregon.
Oregon. Okay, and when do we need to be there?
I mean, we bought the house. We only came back here to really try to see this through. We need to be there 2 months ago.
Gotcha. Okay. And what happens if I mean, obviously we've already bought the home in Oregon, so that's not really an option, but what is our plan? I mean, obviously at this point, the market only says a few things, and in this situation, the market has said no, right? They would typically show up and write offers if we were priced correctly. If we're not priced correctly, they might still show up, and if we're significantly off as far as price is concerned, they won't show up at all. Which one do you think we're sitting in currently?
I mean, they're not showing up at all. But Adam, we just dropped the price, and I mean, there's nothing left, man.
Yeah.
I just spent every last penny I had on what I needed to buy that house in Oregon for my job.
Yeah.
I got like $5 in my account, man.
Yeah. And I'm fully with you. And the nice thing is, Cody, is you do have options, right? And I'd like to kind of unpack some of those. And one of those is traditionally listing it. That's what we've kind of done. Ultimately, my goal for you is always to get you the absolute most amount of money I possibly can out of the house. And we've looked at some of the other comparables that are really close to our property. How do you feel like ours compares to theirs?
I mean, same house, same model match, good bones. I know that we need some work in here, but
Yeah. And that's more or less what I'm asking is if we were to put those other three houses that are down the road from us in a line with ours, do you think people are choosing ours or are they going to choose the other three down the road before they choose ours?
probably the other three.
Yeah. So, I mean, your first option would obviously be to traditionally list it, and we will probably need to bring some money. And as we just discussed, there is no more money, right? There's nothing left for us to be able to do from a financial standpoint to make sure that we can contribute from, compensation to concessions and to deferred maintenance. So that is one option. Have we kicked around the idea? I know that when we had originally talked, we discussed potentially maybe renting the property. Have you kind of put any more thought into that?
Yeah, I talked to an agent, not a renter guy that gave me some insight, and he said that I wouldn't be able to get my mortgage paid with the rental market out here. I'd still be about sub 400 a month, and that's a pretty big bleed for me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, that is an option. And so some of the benefits is obviously you keep the home, you will continue to ride the market. And if the market continues to go up, which we're anticipating it is, it might be able to offset some of that. My only concern for you in the rental side of the space is that we still have the roof issues, we still have the carpet issues, we still have some of this deferred maintenance that would probably need to be done to make sure that we could get top market for the rental market also. But that is an option. And then we do have one other option that I did want to bring up, and I feel like there's a stigma around it, but I do kind of feel like it does fit what we're trying to accomplish if you'd be open to allowing me to unpack that.
I guess I'm open because, I mean, renting, dude. I'm sub 400 before I pay a property manager, and I'm going to be in Oregon, so
Yeah.
that's definitely not something I can do. What else you got for me?
Yeah. Last option that you have, and in certain situations, I've got a lot of clients just like you where this fits. Have you ever heard of a deficient home sale, or most people know them as short sales? Have you ever heard of that before?
Like a foreclosure, yeah.
No, it's not a foreclosure. It's pre-foreclosure. So it's not you going fully deficient and then allowing the bank to take the property back. This is actually a situation where we have a conversation with your current mortgage company and talk about what's going on from your financial situation. And a lot of the times they will allow us to negotiate some terms that allow us to sell the property in a more realistic price point for where the market is at, but it's going to be less than what you owe. Now, I'll be honest with you, it does impact you slightly from a credit standpoint, but great news is you've already purchased the other house. It's not going to be a situation where it's constantly bleeding and taking $400, $500, $600 a month from the rental side of things, or losing $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 with us trying to sell in today's market. It would give you some flexibility to get out from underneath this and at least move on to your next chapter. Is that something that in any way, shape, or form sparks your interest?
Why didn't you bring that up first? I mean, I feel like that's I don't know. I can just sell it, and so we can sell it for what, like $100,000, and just sell it tomorrow and get it out of it, or how does that like?
Yeah, great question. And so, no, it's not 100% like that. I mean, what will end up happening is we will negotiate with the bank, and the bank will come up with what they believe to be fair terms for the house being sold. I don't have a hard number on that, and the first step for us would be for me to provide you with the information to your bank, and you need to have a conversation with them. It's not something that I directly handle. I would still be involved in helping you sell the home, but I personally don't handle what happens behind the scenes between you and your bank. And so it wouldn't be something that I would bring up first and foremost, because we wanted to test the market and see if there was money that we could get out of the home that wouldn't put you in this type of situation. My concern is time is the enemy of value, and the longer we leave this on market the way that it currently sits, we're only chasing it the opposite direction, and we have zero wiggle room, Cody. And so it's putting us in a position where my concern for you is that we are going to end up going delinquent. It is going to be something that if we can't get this sold in real time, there is a real possibility of foreclosure, and I want to make sure that we're protecting you before we get there. So I bring it up to you now because we're getting to the point where it's a serious conversation that we need to have.
So Adam, I don't have any money right now to do, like I said, really anything. So in the event of like a short sale, what does that look like for me financially? I mean, I still would have to come out and pay like the commissions and stuff, and again, I don't have that money. So if we're already going to be under, that means that there's no extra for me to cover those costs in the market we're in. So what does that do?
Yeah, great question.
It's still going to be negative.
Yeah, great question. No, we negotiate with the bank, and a lot of these fees that are associated to getting the house sold, the bank understands that you're in a position where you don't have the capital. And so a lot of the fees, a lot of the closing expenses, a lot of the commissions are pre-negotiated into the price that the bank agrees to. If it's something that really is grabbing your attention, the first steps, I'd be more than happy to refresh me. I think your mortgage is with Mr. Cooper, is that right?
Yes, and to be honest, I'm already a few days late, so it's going to be an awkward conversation.
Okay. Well, that's actually kind of perfect because it already shows the hardship. So let's do this. Why don't I get you all of the information? I've got an entire sheet that I'm going to send you right now that are some of the questions that you need to have a conversation with the bank around. I'll get you the bank's telephone number. I want you to reach out to them and walk them through kind of what you're going through, telling them that you already have the house in Oregon, and what this is kind of doing for your family, and have that conversation, and they'll walk you through what the next steps are. They'll walk you through what this might look like for us to explore it. Now, I'm still in your corner. I'm still going to be your real estate agent. I'm still going to help you sell the home. But the first step is to have a conversation with the bank. Would that be something you're interested in?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it won't hurt to try. I didn't really want to call him again. I'm late, but I guess it makes for the perfect opportunity.
Okay. Well, let's start with that. I'm going to get you all the questions that you need to have a conversation with them on. I'd like you to just fill in what their responses are and give me a better gauge of what they said and what those next steps are, because every bank is different. In addition to, I'll send you the telephone number so theoretically you have everything to set you up for success. But let's start with that. Let's get some questions answered, and if this fits, it might be the perfect opportunity for us to shift.
All right, I'll give them a call and I'll fill you in on what they say.
Okay, I'll get this stuff over to you here in the next couple of minutes. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to put them on pause and call me. I'm more than happy to help, okay?
All right, I appreciate that, Adam. Thank you.
Thanks, Cody. We'll talk soon.